Hi guys and welcome to Sofa Gamers. Today we are playing For Honor. We are going to episode 2 of our mini-series from the free weekend and we are about to enter Valkenheim.
The snow was already falling on Valkenheim. But we went anyway. I am Holden Cross. As commander of the Blackstone Vanguard, it fell to me to lead the way.
So as Holden Cross already took the lead, we are playing now with a different character from the previous episode.
Ambushed.
This guy
What we have been hoping for.
is much more powerful. Just looking at his weapon, this huge war axe, you can see how massive this guy is. And actually, I took a bit of time again to adapt to the fighting style because obviously it changed. And we meet our first champion as we were being ambushed. And again, I got my ass kicked a little bit. Because what happens is that this guy is a little bit slower than the previous character, the Warden, that we played with on episode 1. So when he hits with the sword, with the axe, and when he slashes and just swings the thing around, it hits harder, of course. But his moves are a bit slower, which makes perfectly sense, because this is something that in For Honor I liked to feel. The amount of armor these guys have, plus the weapons that are usually massive, you feel the weight as you play with the character. Here I was learning a bit better to know how to defend. Or no, because I was almost dying, but then I broke his guard. And again. And I learned to defend a little bit better every now and then, but it still needs improvement.
Be brave! The entrance to Valkenheim.
And we were getting closer to our objective. And bam! Catapult just into action. And again, parry. This was something that gave me a lot of headache. It failed a lot. I don't know why, to be honest, because I tested it in many different ways, plenty of times, and rarely it worked. Maybe it's me, lack of practice, but I felt that parry was one of the hardest commands to master while playing today's episode.
Those catapults needed to be shut down.
And as we keep meeting new foes, I tried something different. I wanted to test this horn, but
The
didn't work.
Vikings have filled their mountains and valleys with horns and drums and signal fires. We were never going to slip into Valkenheim unnoticed. That is why I chose to enter through the front door.
Apollyon, always wise. So she chose, of course, the most fun approach.
It wasn't a good plan. It was just my only
Exactly, dude. So we had to go through the front door, and man, going through a through cracking ice didn't seem a good idea. But yeah, we have to do it. But then we died.
It was just my only
So we decided a different approach. Go to steady ground and then fight the Viking, which eventually turned out much better. I kept getting hit, but this is normal. In For Honor, you learn by taking big blows and then moving forward.
I need to take out that catapult.
And then, as we really need to approach these catapults to progress in the level, we have to just kill everyone around it. Go for the strong guy after the minions are taken care of. But I love how the Vikings, they defend. They put the shield above their heads and then they use their strength to counter. They break plenty of times our guard. But this one gave me a little bit of work. Executions. Executions were a bit annoying sometimes, simply because it didn't work. I think it's because I kept releasing the R2 button. Otherwise, it would have worked perfectly all the time, because it's very important in a way, because you can have a bit of health recovered every time you perform an execution. So that really helps you. Here we go again, parry. And yeah, they're big, man. And parry kept not working, so I kind of gave up of parrying. I just defended whenever I had the chance to. And that was the best strategy, because I just couldn't make parry work at all. Like maybe in 10 times I could make it once. This guy was really the hardest fighter I have found on this episode, by far. I wasn't fast enough for him, so I died. And then I died again. He kept smashing my head. And then I died again. And one more time. So I decided to go for a different strategy. I would just defend and then attack. Defend and attack. Because, as I said before, parrying was like for nothing. But then he got pissed off with me and threw me off the cliff. Now a fight on the frozen lake. Let's do this. Oh man, he got annoyed really bad. But this time I was pretty convinced that I was going to win the fight. But still, it took me a bit to beat him. Almost. He was running from me. Almost in the water. And there you go.
I need to regroup with the vanguard.
But first, before regrouping... Oh, not that way. Deactivate the second catapult, which eventually we did. I like a lot to see in the Viking cities these boats, old boats destroyed with the front, with the head of animals and on all that. It really gives a touch of... I love when it does this. It's so cool to just run and bam, ram the guy. Yeah. Yeah, now we had to find one of these, exactly, one of the bridges to extend until their fortress, because here it was blocked. First try didn't go that well. Second one was blocked. Then something funny happened. The guy just fell. it was very funny to see. And finally we found one that I was convinced that it would work. There we go. Now we can just invade.
Vikings had numbers. We had technology.
With a positive attitude, yeah, come at us. Yeah, man, that's easy for me. The objective now is to reach the courtyard. So the main entrance after the gate, and then I found a tough guy. But then, of course, I made a mistake. And For Honor is good because if you make mistakes, you will pay for it. First, I just attacked blindlessly. Then I cooled off a bit. I pushed him away from the corridor, and like that, of course, I could do my job. Vikings were great fighters and is very well portrayed in the game. They are really tough. So now as we reach the courtyard, we need to, bridge controls are there for us to just use, but of course it will not be that easy. A lot of people coming around, so you have to get rid of much Vikings as possible. But here we already have much more support from our group. So we were pretty determined to finish this once and for all. And eventually, of course, we will. In the meanwhile, I let the boys do a bit of work until all of the guards were dispatched. I like the details of also. You have a lot of fires going on, the chains, and when we finally get to the bridge to lower it, something really cool happens. So let's just watch it. Man, Apollyon is such a kick-ass character. She is impressive.
We couldn't leave a force behind to guard the prisoners.
So what can we do? Chop their heads off. Raw! One. Alright, who's the next Viking? Oh man, this guy's big. Looks like a bull. Yeah, that was funny.
Master, this beast killed at least 40 soldiers, including Davis.
Do you know how to tell a predator from prey? You can't, of course, unless you see them in war. "40. Well done.
I had thought that her laws of selection only applied to us.
And that's a wrap, guys. I hope you enjoyed episode 2. If so, subscribe, like, comment, that's what keeps me going, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.